Hey guys, what's up? What's up? You already know who this is. This is your girl Queen B. Queen B is in the mother effing house. Yes. I'm still around. Me not gone nowhere. Yeah, just kind of, giving social media a little break. But I there's something that I ran across, and I just had to come out and really say something about it, right? And put my little 2 cents in there. I come across, I heard it on another person platform, because I try not to go on everybody platform, but I did run across a certain platform, and I hear something going on about a comment Miss D supposedly had made concerning, let's say concerning Dwayne. As far as when I went back and listened for myself, no names was actually called, but everybody in social media know when you mention or refer to the corner or sitting in a corner or shitty or pampas or any of those kind of keywords, everybody will automatically know who the person is talking about, right? So even though no names was called, immediately Dwayne was the main person that come to mind once you hear those type of words. Now, when it went as far as saying, she prayed and asked God to do those things to that person, or, whatever the case may be, right? Okay, all of that really was not nice, right? And I was kind of surprised, not shocked, but surprised to hear those type of words coming from Miss D mouth towards anybody, purely, right? Wishing anybody any harm, because as much as she been through for all these years, she have always still wished people well, wish the best for people. She always put that up front, as if she wants the best for everybody, regardless of what they do to her. So it was a little surprising to hear that, right? And I'm not making no excuses for nobody, period, right? But when I watch Dwayne doing his live and referring back to it, and you can obviously tell he was really hurt and really crushed by what was said by her. And it's been so many months that I know Dwayne had a lot of harsh word to say to her and a harsh word to say about her. And, eventually her cup was going to run over too. Eventually she was going to start developing some form of dislike or despise, or even to the point of even to hate the person, after hearing certain things, especially coming from someone that she once loved. And, well, I don't know if you could call it love, but she once appreciated, or she once, had high regards for, or someone that was big into her shop, and there was a regular donor on her program, and she had somewhat of a special liking for him, right? Especially hearing those words coming out of his mouth towards her, regardless of how angry he was, I'm sure it really hurted her more than even anybody else who have hurt her in the past, right? So she ended up developing a strong dislike for Dwayne, as much as Dwayne appears to develop a real strong dislike for her. But I think with Dwayne, as much as he was, carrying on and expressing himself and, calling her all kind of these, very angry at her. And, it's like he was waiting for her to give him a response, right? He kept going because he wanted to get some form of response from her, whether good or bad, right? Okay, I think she finally responded, Dwayne. She finally responded, but I think she responded in a way that you never, ever saw it coming. You never, ever expected, honestly. Regardless of how hard you was coming down on her and the things you said about her and the names you call her, deep down in your heart, you never expected her to come back at you this hard with such harsh words and such hateful and bitterness towards you. And I think that is what hit you the hardest. Because you now realizing now that this is how she feels about you. Is no more any form of admiration for you, is no more like for you, is no more, love or whatever it is, or appreciation. All of that seemed to have gone out the window completely. And you just got the rude awakening by her response that, Jesus. And that hits you so hard. To the point where you're talking on your platform and you're saying all these things today, but you could actually tell by your body language and your facial expression that you were so deeply hurt and so saddened to finally being hit with the facts that, damn, it got to the point where this woman, literally turned out like as if she hates me now. And that hurts you more than anything else in the world. So, okay, the response came. It wasn't the response you were looking for, but at least now you know where she stands when it comes to her feeling towards you. And yes, as a donor, right, you being a donor should have been taken in consideration, but at the same time, not taking up for her, but she's human too, and you have been beating her for a couple months now, and you really have been saying some really harsh words, and yes, you are hurt, and you feel let down. You feel like she scammed you. You feel like she took your money. All of that is taken in consideration, but at the end of the day, you are human and she's human. And you both, to me, in one way or another, kind of hurt and disappointed each other, right? And that is what's going on right now. So now that you got your response, Dwayne, now you know exactly how she really feels about you right now. I could only pray that you start to heal from today forward. Start to heal knowing that it's over. It's completely over. The relationship is completely over between you and her. You now know the truth. You finally getting a response that you've been asking for or looking for so many months. And you finally got it. She literally saying she despises you. She hates you. She doesn't even want to hear your name. Literally, that's how much her feelings is so deeply towards you right now. You got the answer you're looking for. You got the answer you've been asking for. Move on. Start the healing process. I told you, chalk it up. Any money you donated to the program has been already donated. Chalk it up to a donation to God or whatever, however you want to chalk it up in your head, chalk it up. It's already gone. Now, if you want to pursue and drag this out and drag it on by trying to get your money back, this, that, whatever, all right, that's all your rights. It's within your rights to do whatever you want to do. But I honestly, to start the healing process, I would just let it go. Just let it go. You gave it in good faith. You already got your blessing from God from giving it from a good heart and a good place. Whatever the money was used for has nothing to do with you. And I personally would suggest just let it go. Just let it go. You already received your blessing from it. Taking back the money is like taking back your blessing, pretty much. Because your blessing doesn't come from man. Dwayne, your blessing come from God. And he gave you a lot of blessing. I'm sure there's a lot of good things that's going on in your life. You talk about it every day, how happy you are, the great family you have. You know, you have everything going for you. You're not starving, you're not hungry, you're not homeless. I mean, that's a lot to thank God for. And I would say to you, in my opinion and in my suggestion to you, Dwayne, just take this as a learning lesson, my brother. Just let it go and start the healing process. It's over with. All right? And that's all the 2 cents, 3 cents, and 4 cents, and 5 cents I have to say about this matter. At the end of the day, she's human. She has feelings too. You're human and you have feelings, right? And you've been doing this for several months now when it comes to her and her name and her character. And she finally gave you an answer. And it's not the answer you wanted, son, but it was an answer. Please take it and move on. All right? God bless. I'll keep you in my prayers. And you have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, morning, any part of the world, any one of you that's listening to the tone of my voice is at. And Queen Bee is out.